Hi everybody, I'm Christina Russell. I've been working with Colleen and Women's Quest for a good 25 years, and today's class is going to be a stretch and tone. So you will need a mat, maybe a couple of sets of weights, and if you don't have weights you could do a soup can or a water bottle, and then if you have a ski pole or a broomstick, anything like that, like a long stick. And it can also be just a chair. So we'll be using this for a lot of different things in our class today. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll come to a standing position. We'll take a nice deep breath in. We'll reach those arms up overhead. And then we'll exhale, diving it all down, softening the knees, and then sweep it all the way up once again. Good, let's stand a little bit wider now. I'm going to take some big circles all the way up and around. Inhale and exhale. Good, one more. And then from here we're going to hold it. We'll take a side bend over to the left and back up to center and over to the right and back through center. Let's do that again. So big circle sweep. Get that breath going, waking up the body. We'll hold it right here. Take a side bend over, lengthening through the side body and over to the other side. And we'll come back to center. Bring those feet underneath you. We're gonna find hip width apart. We're gonna reach those hands in front. We're finding a little chair pose. Let's add a teeny little pulse in here. And then we'll alternate lifting up those heels. So waking up the ankles. Inhaling, exhaling. Beautiful. All right, we're rising all the way up. We're going to clasp those hands and we're pressing them up to the sky. This time, big circle sweep as we come all the way around with the torso, back the other way. And let's reverse it. Nice, and we come back to center. Let's find that chair pose once again. Tiny little pulse. Reach those hands back behind you, palms face each other. Let's alternate those heel lifts. All right, little balance challenge here. We're gonna see if we can come up on the balls of our feet, and then we'll reach those arms in front. Inhale, exhale, press them back behind. Bring them in front, and press back behind. One more. Coming front, and press back behind. Nice job. Stand all the way up. Let's come into a couple knee lifts here. Pointed to the toe. Abs are pulling in. All right, once we have that, let's add the arms. We'll just do a little pull down. Then we'll take it to a twist. So now we're getting the core warmed up. Alternate arm to knee. Couple more. Good, and rest. Now you're gonna send your left foot back. Give a nice stretch through the Achilles. We'll reach the arms in front. We'll pull the knee into the chest as the elbows come back. We pull it in, step it back. Pull it in, step it back. One more. This time we're standing tall. That knee comes across the midline. We open. We find that crescent lunge and we reach, find a warrior three and set that back foot down once again, reaching up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, stand tall, crescent knee, and we reach it all the way back behind, and we come back. Beautiful. Let's stand tall. We'll take the other side. Right leg extends back behind. Nice stretch through the Achilles. Here we go. Pulling knee to chest. Exhale as you come in. Exhale. Stand tall. That knee comes across the midline. We open through the hip and extend and reach it long. Beautiful. Sending that foot right back again. Let's do that again. Knee comes in. We exhale. Exhale. Stand tall right here. That knee comes across. We open and send it all the way back. Find that balance pose. Nice, and we come all the way down and stand all the way up. I'm gonna make my way to the back of my mat. From the back of my mat, we're gonna reach up overhead. We hang in a forward fold. We're gonna walk it out. We're gonna find ourselves in a plank position. So there's an option here to drop to your knees if you would like. I'm gonna demo this next one from a full high plank. I'm gonna tap my right knee to my right elbow, and then once again. So you can do this from a bent knee as well. And then we'll take that right knee, and it's gonna hover underneath, and we're gonna take a little windshield wiper, right and left, right, left, right, left. Plant that foot, walk your hands back towards your feet, hang in a forward fold. So I have a lot of bend in my knees, so my chest can be heavy on my thighs, and I'm slowly gonna roll all the way up to standing. I reach all the way up to the sky. I dive down once again. Bend those knees, walk it out. Find that plank position once again. This time, left leg. Knee is gonna come in and tap the left elbow and shoot straight back. So I'm shifting my weight forward and back. Now that left knee is gonna hover underneath my body, and I'm gonna sweep. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Plant that foot. Walk the hands back to the feet. Hang in a forward fold right here. Let's grab our elbows here, and we'll take a little swivel to the right and to the left. Inhale and exhale. And then we slowly scoop and curl. Wiggle it out, give yourself a little shimmy shake, and all the way up. Let's place the hands on the low back. We'll come into a little back extension right here. Open through the chest, looking up to the sky. Feels so good. And then come back all the way up. Let's clasp the hands behind. We'll take another hip hinge forward. This is a really nice shoulder stretch. Let's soften and bend the knees, and allow those hands to fall as far away from your low back as you feel comfortable. Take a breath. Beautiful. And we rise all the way up. This time we're gonna come all the way back down, but we're gonna drop to our elbows. So I'm gonna elbow plank right here. My feet can walk in just a teeny bit. So if you wanna drop to knees for this, because we're gonna have one leg extended, you definitely can do that. Otherwise, you'll be up in your elbow plank with knees lifted. So let's extend the right leg and give a tiny little pulse up towards the sky. Just a teeny, teeny one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Now it's going to go out to the side. Tiny little movement. So it's hovering over your mat. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Drop to your knees and let your hips come all the way down. We're gonna find a Sphinx pose. With our Sphinx pose, the elbows can be directly underneath the shoulders. They're pulling back towards the hip points. So I'm getting really long through the front side of my body, and you can look forward. Let's take a little swivel of the head to the right and to the left. Little stretch through the neck. Nice. And then we'll come all the way down. We'll send the hips back towards the heels and find a child's pose. Inhale here. So instead of coming all the way to standing this time, we're gonna send the hips up to the sky and find a downward facing dog. We'll pedal out those heels left and right. And then shift forward, drop down to your elbow plank once again. Now the left leg releases, tiny little pulses straight up to the sky. So navel is pulling to the spine. I'm out through the crown of my head. I have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back parallel. Now it goes out to the side. Rest if you need to. Let's just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the foot. Drop the hips. We're finding ourselves in our little Sphinx pose once again. Looking forward, pull elbows towards hip points so you can really feel that opening through the whole front side of the chest and the belly, the abdominals. Good, release, and then we're gonna send the hips back and find another child's pose. So extend those hips back, arms can be reaching long. We'll take a breath or two right there. Nice. Let's come back up. So the next series is going to be a side plank series. So you could either be from your hands or your elbows. I'm going to show from up on my palm, but if it feels better for you to be from an elbow side plank, that's fine too. So whichever one you're going to do, you can find full plank tilt the heels, and come into a place that you're stacked. There's an option to drop the bottom leg right here. We're looking for hips in alignment and my shoulders in alignment. The top arm reaches up to the sky. Once I've found that good foundation, the top arm is going to reach underneath the body. As the hips go high, the hand reaches to the back wall for a little thread the needle. If you like, you can follow your gaze on that hand. Inhale and exhale. Good, we have 2 more right here. Inhale and exhale, last 1. All right, that right hand is gonna come down and plant. We find full plank once again. We're going to come down to the knees. We'll take a little respite in the middle. I'm gonna pivot around. We're gonna do the other side. So make your way back up to your full plank or your elbows, either one. Tilt the heels, release the hand, reaching it up to the sky. Take a breath there. The hips go up as the hand dives underneath. Yeah, so feel how you're pushing off of that either elbow or that hand to elevate those hips. Nice, we have 2 more here. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. On this one, the hand plants. We come back to our full plank. We drop the knees. We send the hips back to the heels. And we take a little rest there. Beautiful. Okay, so we are waking up the core. One final thing here before we move into some arms is going to be tiny little tricep presses from a modified plank. So if you have knee issues, I'm going to invite you to grab a blanket, a pillow, or roll up your mat so your knees are cushioned. Your knees will be back behind your hips and your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Taking a look just out beyond the fingertips, soften and bend the elbows so my upper arms are squeezing into my side body here. And I inhale and exhale. So it's just a tiny little move. You're gonna start to feel this in your triceps and hopefully your abdominals are engaged and you're gonna feel it there too. Okay, let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We send the hips back. Curl the toes under if you like, so we can lengthen through those arms and also maybe get a little bit of opening through those toes. Fantastic. And we come all the way up. So we're going to make our way up to standing. If you would like to grab a drink of water, you can. We're going to use lighter weights. So if you happen to have 2 sets of weights, you can grab the lighter ones here. You can also use the lighter weights for the whole thing. So I have, these are 3-pound weights that I have. I'm going to come out into a wide second position or a plie. As I sink the hips down, my knees will track directly over my feet. Right? My upper body is stacked up over my hips. And I'm gonna extend my arms straight out in front. If you have any elbow issues, you could definitely just drop the weight for this. You don't have to have the weight at all if you don't want to. So here we go. I'm gonna have legs extend as the weights come up overhead, and then I sink everything back down. So here I am discovering my full range of motion with the legs. Arms are joining in. Inhaling, exhaling. Nice. Let's go. 3 more. Full range here. We're starting to turn on the front of the shoulders because I have a little bit of weight. And here is the last one. Okay, we're sinking down. The legs become static now. The arms are coming out to the side. My thumbs are up to the sky. All right, I'm gonna rise up and then down and up and down. So I just come to where my arms are totally extended out from my body instead of coming all the way down towards my thighs. So it's kind of a shortened range of motion. If you have any discomfort in the shoulder joint, then you could definitely bring this whole thing in and have it be with a bent elbow, right? So lengthened arms makes it a little bit more challenging because you have a longer lever. So discover what feels good to you. The legs might start be talking to you. Ah, feels good. All right, let's hold it right here. We're gonna come and lower the weights. The legs will stay like this unless you need a rest. We're gonna come into what I like to call a yin-yang symbol. So one weight comes up and around, the other one comes underneath. So imagine that you're tracing a circle right in front of your body. The legs are static. I'm breathing, my abs are pulling in. If you need to rest those legs, you can come out of it and then come right back. We have a couple more here. Inhale. Exhale, one more. Beautiful, awesome. And let's release those legs, give them a little shake. We're gonna stay out in our wide second. Now the palms will be up towards the sky. So I'm gonna reach the arms up in a V. And we'll add the legs in this time. So everything bent, so come all the way down and press all the way up. And down and up and down, so full range of motion. Got the arms engaged. The tailbone is heavy, hanging straight down towards the mat. Nice. Let's go 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Nice job. All right, walk those feet in. We can maybe go to a higher weight right now, a little bit heavier. You don't have to. I'm gonna jump up to 5 pounds here. And if it's something where you are typically doing bicep curls with 10 pounds or more, then by all means you can grab heavier weights as well. We're gonna have a parallel stance. We're gonna add a little balance challenge to this. So we're gonna see if we can just stand on the right foot. My elbow creases towards the front and I come all the way up and all the way down. So you don't have to do the single leg if you don't want to. You could definitely just stay on 2 legs and just focus on the bicep curl. So this is a full range of motion. I tap my thighs and then I tap the shoulders. And I have a really pretty light grip on my weights. So I don't have a death grip. I'm not squeezing the life out of my weights here. Good, let's go 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold your weights, please, just halfway. And then we'll just do a tiny little pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Planting that other foot. If you were single leg, you can give a little shake. And let's shift over now to the left foot. So another set of bicep curls, but we're gonna do it slightly differently. We're gonna come out at a 45-degree angle. So this just works a slightly different head of the bicep. We're all the way up and all the way down. So if you're doing the balance challenge, you might just notice how one leg might be different than the other. Without judging, you just notice. So if you have one leg that you can balance better, then you know you have to maybe spend a little extra time working on the balance for that other leg. Good. Let's go 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We're holding it halfway. Tiny little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're coming all the way down. We're going to move into what we call an athletic V. My heels are together. By the way, this class, you could have shoes on if you want to. So it's a low impact class, so it doesn't really matter if you have shoes on or not. I am going to rise up on the ball of my feet and squeeze my heels together. So this hovered heel position is optional. You could keep the heels down if you would like. We're gonna bring the arms up. So I'm gonna just show you from the side, right? So I have my shoulders and hips stacked. My thumb do a little internal, external rotation. So this is a great rotator cuff, shoulder strengthener. I think about squeezing my shoulder blades. So a little extra challenge when you're trying to balance on the balls of the feet as well. So it's great for the brain to be trying to multitask. It has to establish all these neural pathways for lots of things to happen at once. Good, let's go 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out here. Now they're gonna come all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. So my palms are facing to the front. Heels are squeezing. That helps you with your stability. Let's go 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Nice job. Release those feet. Give them a little wiggle side to side. We're gonna come parallel with the feet. We're gonna hit those triceps again. Okay, so I'll show you from this side. I'm gonna come in a little bit of a hip hinge. We'll take this bilaterally, so both arms are gonna reach and extend. My thumbs are down towards the earth. And we come just towards the front of our hips and then extend straight back. The elbows are gonna stay static and high, right? So I'm not like swinging like this. I'm just extending through the elbow joint, squeezing the triceps at the top. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up there, little tiny pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right. So this one's going to be a back strengthener. So we always want to have some back extension exercises so that we can keep good posture. So my weights are hanging straight down towards the earth. I'm going to pull the elbows back and squeeze my shoulder blades together. All right, and so we can just come out with the elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades. So we're working the whole back side. So if you had a walnut that you wanted to crack, you can think that your shoulder blades are squeezing so hard together at the back that they can crush that nut. Yeah, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's set the weights down. We're going to take a little stretch before we move on to the next exercise. Let's point one elbow up to the sky. The other hand can grab. And so your hand can reach between the shoulder blades. So I'm opening up through this whole part that I just worked. Enjoying that stretch. And we'll release that. We'll bring the arm across the chest, across the body, opening up the back side of the shoulder. And you could even do a little contract relax here if you wanted to, a little push in, push out. That activates a little deeper stretch. And then release, and we'll send the other elbow up to the sky. And then we'll bring it across the chest. And pushing in, pushing out if you want just a little bit more activation. And then release. Let's take a couple shoulder rolls down, around, and back. And then the other way. Cool. All right, how about we grab a little drink of water and we'll move on to using whatever stick that you found. So a ski pole, a broomstick, a mop, anything at all like that. And if you don't have any of those things, then you could use a chair for some of this next stuff. Okay, so I'm going to plant my stick on one side of me. I'm going to balance on the foot that is closest to the stick. The other arm is going to reach up and over. So I'm in a little bit of a side bend. The other leg extends straight out to the side. So I have one long line from my foot all the way up through my hip, all the way up through my pinky. We're simply gonna lift and lower this leg. So my abs are engaged, and I'm gonna notice how much am I hanging onto my stick right here. And maybe I move my stick further out, or maybe I have it close in. So it's really up to you. And you could even try this exercise without hanging onto anything for the extra balance challenge. All right, so we're doing a little hip strengthening right here. We're balancing, so the standing leg is working. You can be noticing what's going on in that foot. All right, we're gonna hold it up here. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Give me tiny little circles in one direction. Inhale and exhale. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it, opposite direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, this leg that was hovered in space is going to come and cross the other standing leg. You're going to move your stick over to the other side. We'll move the stick away and the hips will go in the opposite direction. So get a little hip stretch. Inhale, rising all the way up. We'll take that stick to the other side. Keep the legs just as they are. And a little side bend. You can push the stick away. Push the hips in opposition. Feels so good. Nice lengthening through the back, the lats, the hips. Let's come all the way up to standing. We'll uncross the legs. Give them a little shake out. We're gonna do the other side in just a second, but first, take your stick and hold it straight out in front of you. If you don't have a stick or anything, you can just do this in space. And then we're gonna reach, reach, reach as far forward as you can. All right, so if you look at me from the side, I have a hip hinge. I'm kind of like an L shape. And then I'm gonna lower all the way down, let my head be heavy, soften and bend the knees, and then weight shift from left to right, softening one knee and then the other. And then we slowly scoop and curl. We come all the way back up to standing. We can reach our stick up overhead. And then we'll take it down onto the other side. So again, we have our stick to our side. We're gonna balance on the one leg that's closest to the stick. The other leg reaches out overhead, and the arm is going to reach up and over. So I have a little counterbalance going on here. So again, you can explore, where does the stick want to live? Okay, the concentration is going to be in activating this hip right here. So let's just lift and lower. My leg is not going to touch the floor as it goes up and down. We're going to just find a mid-range that's not all the way up and it's not all the way down. Belly is engaging. And again, you can notice, also you don't have to have that arm overhead if you don't want to. You could have it just down on the hip, but it's kind of good to have a little extra challenge by reaching the arm up overhead. Inhaling, exhaling. Couple more here. All right, let's hold it up there. We'll take tiny little circles in space. Little paintbrush on those toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it all the way around for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that leg, it's going to cross over. Let's just stay on this side. We'll take a little side bend. You're reaching both hands over for the stick. The hips will push in opposition. Lean away. And then come all the way up. Keep your legs just as they are, but move your stick over to the other side. Side bend here. Feels good. And then we come all the way back up. Let's leave the stick here. We're gonna revisit that position once again on the other side, but we're gonna add a different movement to it. So we're gonna reach up overhead, Abs are pulling in. At this time, we're gonna find an elbow knee crunch. So we're activating the obliques right here, and then we extend everything long. Again, if you would like to challenge yourself by not hanging on to anything, you could do that. Let's just do 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome. Hold it out there. Just hold. All right. Can you let go? Can you let go and find that balance? Nice. All right. We come all the way up. We're going to cross over once again, but this time the stick will be straight out in front with crossed legs. We're reaching, 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 hanging all the way down in a cross-legged forward fold. Let the head be heavy. Maybe swivel the hips from side to side. Scoop the belly, rolling all the way up. Uncross the legs. Let's take that stick over to the other side. All right, we'll find our balance position once again. Standing leg directly underneath. Top arm reaches, and we connect elbow to knee. Elbow to knee. So I don't have a ton of torso movement with this. In other words, I'm not doing this. I am just pulling that elbow and knee. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can you hold it? Can you hold it? Can you release the stick or the chair, whatever it is you got hanging on to? Good job. All right, come all the way up and we cross. Stick reaches straight out in front. We forward fold. We find that hip hinge. Let the head be heavy. Little wiggle with the hips from side to side. Slowly curling up one vertebrae at a time. All right. So in this one, we'll have the stick. We'll bring it over to the right side, standing on the right leg. The left leg is straight out in space. So this one, I want you to be very mindful. If in the event you have any knee pain or discomfort whatsoever, you're just gonna make this a tiny little movement. So this is a single leg squat. So I rise up and down. This knee wants to track straight. So if you feel like your knee is going inward, then you'll want to actively engage the outer part of this thigh. Right? So just a tiny little movement. You can imagine that your heel is sliding forward on a rail. My abs are engaged right here. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, stand tall. So I'm going to show you from the side. I'm still in this position. And now I'm going to lift the heel up and down. So I lift and lower. Lift and lower. So I got that stick. I can be utilizing the abdominals and the stick to have the balance come in. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. You're going to plant that left foot. We're going to take a shift. So now the right foot, the hips will send back in space. We have the toes lifted. I'm stretching out that hamstring. Yeah, feels good. And then let's rise all the way up. We'll move the stick over to the other side, standing on your left foot now. Your right foot is out in space. Tiny little single leg squat. So it's like you're sliding down. Your back is on a wall. So I'm totally upright between head, neck, and shoulders and my hips. It's just a little softening and straightening of the knee. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. So we're strengthening this quad right here. Gotta get ready for our hiking and our biking. Good, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it right there. So here we go. We're gonna rise up on the ball of the foot, activating the calf, down and up, down and up. So think about what you're pushing up. You're pushing your whole body weight up here. The stick is really just for balance, so you're not pulling on that stick to get you up there. Here, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Plant the right foot. Extend that right heel straight up, or your left heel straight out in front. Flexing the toes up, send the hips back. We find a little hamstring stretch. Breathing. Good, and we come all the way down. Let's take our stick and we're gonna just plant it on the floor right in front of us. Right, you're stepping back ever so slightly. We're gonna hip hinge, send the sit bones back in space, reach all the way down, grab whatever it is. So you could do your weights with this, or pretty much anything you got laying around. Use your cat or a small dog, rise all the way up. And then we're gonna take a twist to the right and to the left. Back through center, all the way down. Send the hips back in space. We rise all the way up. We take a twist, right and left, and back down. Now this time we're coming all the way up. We're gonna bring the left knee up. And I'm gonna take my twist over that left knee. So take a peek over there as well. Now there's an option here to extend that leg and bend, extend and bend, extend and bend. Let's come back to the center. All right, I'm gonna invite you to keep holding the stick this way, but if you need it for support, you flip it and put one end down. We're gonna reach that stick forward, left leg back in space. Inhale here. We're gonna twist open to the left. Back through center, square the hips. And twist it open to the right. And come back through center. We come all the way up. We bend that knee. This time we're gonna extend that leg back and we're gonna set that stick all the way down. We bring both feet parallel, side by side. Wiggle out the hips. Notice that standing leg. Everything it just had to do for you right there. Awesome. All right, we're gonna slowly come up, grabbing whatever it is you're grabbing. Right knee comes up now. That stick is straight out in front of you. And we're gonna take a twist to the right. Now stay twisted, and can you extend and bend? Extend and bend. Extend and bend. Come back towards center. That right leg is gonna shoot straight back out. We find like a warrior 3 balance challenge right here. Let's see if we can take the twist. We twist open to the right. Come back through center. Twist open to the left. Come back through center. And then bring that knee straight up in front. And then we send the leg right back and we plant the stick down onto the floor. And bring both feet back side by side. Give a little wiggle in the hips side to side. And then scoop and curl and come all the way up to standing. All right, grab yourself a little drink of water. And we're gonna make our way down to the floor. So we're gonna do some core exercises. And we're gonna use the stick to help us out. All right. So find a comfortable seat. If your mat is not oriented sideways to your camera, you might want to switch it now. So let's start without the stick. The stick will just be off to the side. Our feet are planted. I'm going to engage the abdominals and I'm slowly going to roll down one vertebrae at a time. And then reach the arms up overhead. Let's just take a nice long stretch, reach. Nod the head, scoop and curl. When you get to your little sticky point, you you can grab behind the legs and come all the way up. Let's do that again. We're gonna scoot the belly. So navel to spine. We're peeling down slow, one vertebrae at a time. Arms release, they tap behind. So with the tapping of behind, you want to make sure those ribs stay knitted together. And then the next time we come up, we'll go ahead and grab, and again, it could be pretty much anything. That you could even use your weights here if you wanted to. So the stick is overhead. I nod the head, I scoop and curl. If you get to your sticky point, you can still release and grab and then reach it all the way up. So feet are heavy. Imagine somebody is pressing down on your feet. So that anchors you. My shoulders are softened, relaxed, and I lower all the way down. Nice. Let's do 2 more like that. So we nod the head, we scoop, curl, roll. And then slowly lower down. So you want to try to make it as smooth as possible. Good. Last one, we nod the head, we scoop, curl, reaching all the way up. Let's extend our legs out long with flexed feet. I'm going to shift forward. So perhaps the stick could hook over the toes or the feet, and maybe not. So don't worry about it if it doesn't reach. Here we're going to lengthen through the spine and find a little stretch. If you're really tight in your hamstrings, then by all means you can bend the knees and then take the hook. It's all good. So we're going to come into a roll down with legs extended. So we got that longer lever. It might feel a little bit easier as you lower all the way back down. We're going to tap overhead. Nod the head, scoop and curl, up we go. Up to the sky first, flex through those feet, reaching forward. 2 more like that, reaching up to the sky, scoop the belly, rolling down. Bring your hands up overhead. Last one, nod the head, scoop and curl, up to the sky. Reaching forward. Okay, let's come to where the legs are going to be squeezing in together. We can roll back down, bend the knees, and just extend your right leg up to the sky. So I'm squeezing between my inner thighs right here. The stick will come overhead. I'm going to nod the head, scoop and curl, and see if I can reach up towards that ankle. And then lower down. And then we'll switch legs, keep squeezing through the inner thigh, nod the head, scoop, curl, lift, and lower back down. We're going to do that a couple times each side. Each time, you're going to alternate which leg is extended. So you could definitely do this without the stick and then just grab on behind your thighs to help you come all the way up. And let's do 1 more each side. Inhale and exhale, reach. And last one. Okay, we're holding it up here. All right, you know what's coming, right? We're going to see if we can extend both legs. You could have your legs in tabletop right here if you would like to. And then we're going to come all the way down, tap behind, nod the head, scoop and curl, and see if you can come up. So this is basically your boat pose. So legs could be extended here if you would like to try that challenge. Scoop and curling, we come up. Oh, how about 1 more like that? Scoop and curl, come up. Fantastic. All right, now we're all gonna come to a tabletop with our shins. So knees are at 90. Whatever it is you got, doesn't have to be anything, but we're gonna pretend like we're kayaking right here. So I'm gonna scoop and dig in. So no lily dipping, you're gonna dig that paddle in, grab some water. So this could definitely be done with your feet down as well and have a little bit more of a rocking action. So lots of options here. You could float one leg and do it this way. Or you could go for the 2. Whatever feels good to you. Couple more. Nice, and we come all the way up. So let's push back the hips. We'll come into another forward fold. We're gonna reach up overhead. We'll send the weight forward. And maybe you just grab towards your calves, your shins, your knees, your thighs, whatever is available. Release whatever you might have, whether it's a stick or nothing at all, and you're gonna reach opposite hand to opposite foot. You're gonna come up and then reach back on a twist. And look back behind you. So if you can't reach your pinky toe, don't worry about it, and let's come back to center. You could definitely just be reaching for a calf and do it that way, okay? So whatever you can reach. And take a twist. And come back to center. Grabbing your stick once again. All right, for the next one, the stick is really quite optional. We're gonna float those feet, and we're gonna drop the knees to the right and to the left. To the right and left. So if you can, keep your hands just straight out in front of you. The only thing that's changing is we're dropping the knees to the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. To the right and to the left. Now you can place whatever it is you have down. Plant the hands back behind you. Rock back just a little bit more. So my elbows are actually bent right here. As you tilt the knees one way, can you extend the legs out to the side? And then tilt the knees the other way, extend the legs out to the side. Yeah, so we're activating obliques in here. We're getting a little bit of work through the arms as well. Side to side. So if you do want the challenge of no hands, Mom, then you could come right here and take it with the extension with no hands. Definitely harder. One more each side. Nice, and we come all the way down. Whew. All right, let's roll down. We'll come into a little bit of a bridge. We'll take a little breather from the flexion exercises. Plant your hands down on the mat. Push through your feet. Curl your tailbone and push the hips straight up to the sky. Walk your feet in. So you're gonna bring your heels in closer, and your heels are high. So I get a nice opening here through the front of my thighs, my hips. And then I'm gonna drop my left hip bone and the right hip bone. The left hip bone, the right hip bone. So I'll have a little rock of the pelvis from side to side. Come to center, release the arms up overhead, and then tiny little pulses up towards the sky for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant the feet, walk them out just a little bit and slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Release the feet, hug the knees into the chest, and rock from side to side. Plant the feet once again. Hook the heels of your hands right here at your hip crease and extend your elbows, pushing the thighs away, and just get a little traction of that lumbar spine. Breathe. Good. And then we'll roll to one side. Press ourselves up to a sitting position. I'm going to turn and face you here. I'm going to come into a seated position. I'm not in a full straddle. I'm just ever so slightly out from the center. I'm going to take my stick straight out in front. Inhale, and then I'm twisting over to the left so I can look that way as well. And then I'm going to reach it forward. Come back up through center and twist it to the right. What you may or may not have noticed is if you rotated your hips too. So as we take the twist again, can you keep as if your feet were up against the wall? So they're not going to get one longer than the other. So I just sit up nice and tall, sink into my hip bones, get grounded, and I take my twist over to the left, and my feet stay exactly the same length. I come back through center and take a twist over to the right. Come back through center. Fantastic. All right, we're going to come at an angle now, and I'm reaching towards my little pinky on the opposite foot. Inhale, rise up through center. Take the other side. So I can maybe give a little hook right there. Good, and come back up through center. This time, arms are reaching up overhead. We'll take our twist from here. I'm getting as tall as I can. Inhale through center. And going to the right. And come back through center. Fantastic, release. All right, we're gonna go into a back extension, a flutter kick. We'll take our little stick with us. We're gonna find belly down. So navel to spine. Your head can be just out as an extension. So you can reach the stick long and lift the legs and come into a tiny little flutter kick with the legs. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leave the stick there. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Send the hips back to the heels. And find yourself in child's pose. Stretch side to side. And we come all the way up. Let's take one more set like that. So we're coming back to belly. Navel to spine. So you don't have to have your arms extended if that doesn't feel good. You could just be up in here and take the flutter, and you can even have the upper body heavy if you would like. Otherwise, you'll reach for that stick, you'll lift up, upper and lower body, come into a tiny flutter for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It plants down, hands underneath the shoulders, send the hips back. Maybe a wide knee child's pose this time. Big toes can come to touch. Extend those arms long. Take a breath. Shifting the weight from side to side. Let's walk the hands over to the right so you get a nice little side body stretch. Back through center. Take it over to the left, allowing the ribs to open like an accordion. Back through center. Awesome. Let's come all the way back up. We'll have a seat. We're going to come back on our hands once again. So, and if the wrists are bothersome for you, you could do this whole next series back on your elbows. Okay, so we're gonna cross the right ankle over the left knee. So this might be plenty of a hip stretch for you, but if you want to deepen it, you can send your hips closer towards your heel. I have a flexed foot right here. My fingertips are facing to the front and I have soft elbows. I can rock my knees from side to side. So we're just facilitating a little bit of a deeper stretch and some different fibers of the hip. Feels good. Side to side. Now allow the knees to fall towards the bottom of that top leg, okay, the foot. And then walk yourself up. We're gonna take a twist, hooking left elbow over right knee and look over your right shoulder. And uncurl the body, hands come back. We find that figure four once again. And then allow the knees to drop over to the other way. So this one is just gonna be a little intense quad stretch. Again, you could be lying on your back for this as well. Good, and come back to center. Release that leg, and maybe we take just a couple of regular windshield wipers side to side. So rotating the head of that femur in the hip socket. And then we'll take the left ankle over the right, so a flexed left foot. And then just wave in the wind here. See how that left hip is treating you. And then we'll let the knees fall over to the right, so onto the base of that foot. You can come forward and take your twist, looking over your left shoulder. Come back to center, bring the legs up. We'll drop them over the other way. So now the weight of your foot can be lengthening out that quad. And we come back to center, and we'll take a couple of windshield wipers here. Let's lay all the way down. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Let your head just roll from side to side. Hands on kneecaps. Maybe you make a circle one direction and then the other. Bringing arms out into a T pose. Extend your left leg long. Take the right knee across the midline. We're gonna find a supine twist. Both shoulders can be down and heavy. You could bring your arms to cactus if you want to open up through your chest a little bit deeper. Gaze can be in the opposite direction as your knees. Engage the abdominals, come back to center. We'll take a little happy baby in between. Options to grab onto the pinky toe side. If you can't reach that, you can grab for calves or even just behind the knees. Whatever works. A little smile to your face. Come back to center. Let's hug the left knee in. Right leg is long. We'll take that left knee across the midline. Open the arms into the T pose of your choice. Gaze is to the left. And come back to center. One last time, we'll hug the knees into the chest. Give a little rock from side to side. Inhale, we'll find a long body stretch. So reaching the feet and the hands away from each other. Maybe a little arch in the spine. And then exhale everything out. And find a very comfortable position, just breathing and feeling the weight of the mat underneath you, the weight of the earth. And we'll just take a few moments to do a quick body scan, seeing how the body is feeling after all of that movement, stretching and toning. Hopefully you feel like you have lots of happy, smiley faces on every cell in your body. And we'll shoot out some gratitude for this beautiful body that we have that can do so much for us. And then when you're ready, you can roll to one side, press yourself up to sitting. Find a comfortable seat. And it's been my absolute pleasure to share this hour of movement with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fabulous day.